Okay, friends, it's me, Sherold, here at Odell Lake, one of my absolute favorite places in the whole world. It's where John and I got married back in 1995. So you can see that this bluff is pretty steep. It's way above the lake. It goes way down. Right across the lake, one of the sites is Lakeview Mountain, and John and I have hiked over there on another part of the Pacific Crest Trail to get up over to two little mountain lakes. And there's tiny mountain lakes all over this wilderness area that are just incredible, pristine lakes. So if you haven't been up to Oregon, this is a gorgeous spot. And you can actually cross-country ski all through this area. There's blue diamonds on the trees up here. If you're into that, you can just come year-round, and we do. We come year-round, and we cross-country ski and snowshoe. John, why don't you give us just a few tidbits about Odell Lake?
So it's 5.5 miles wide, 1.5 miles the other way. It's a glaciated lake, 284 feet deep, and the glacier came off Diamond Peak,
which is right back here behind us, and that's almost 9,000 feet.
The ridgeline on either side is glacial moraine. We just walked the Pacific Crest Trail to get here. And Eagle Rock is a volcanic outcropping, used to be a volcanic neck. Our cabin is a little bay that you see coming in. We're on this side of that bay, probably a quarter mile from where we stand to birds, just directly a quarter mile to the east down is our cabin.
The cabin's on Forest Service land?
Yeah, it's the 20-year lease, and there's 69 cabins around Odell Lake, 72 around Crescent, which is the next lake over. There's a lot of rules and regulations you have, but you also have waterfront property in the Cascades opposite a ski area. It's kind of tough to beat. Well, since everything that you look at across the lake and the mountain itself is all Diamond Peak Wilderness area, there is all the wild animals, which is bear and elk and cougar for the big stuff. And there's deer, and then all the little critters too. The lake itself has Mackinaw, which is lake trout, big ones, and then kokanee, which is landlocked salmon, trout around the edge. One of the more healthier bull trout populations. And on the other side is the railroad. And that's the east-west connector, north-south connector into California. Amtrak goes through there. And when she panned to see Diamond Peak, there's a tunnel there that it goes through. And hard to make out. The little white things, gravelly at the end of the lake down there is that end. There's a resort over at this end too, and about 5 campgrounds around the lake. Like I say, there's Willamette Pass ski area on the other side of State Route 58.
Over here in the distance is Mount Uran. John has actually climbed Diamond Peak, which, as I said, is about 9,000 feet.
Behind the tree there.
Cinder cone. So what we see always up here are eagles, bald eagles, osprey, and beavers. We see beaver activity a lot, all the way around the cabins, all the way around the lake shoreline. So coming up, this is mid-September, so in around October, mid-October, we'll start to see the salmon spawn up the creeks, up these mountain creeks off Odell Lake, and they'll go upstream, and it's an amazing sight. Everyone should see. I think every school kid in America should see it. And maybe everybody would be more involved in saving our natural resources. It's a great sight to see, and at that time there are so many eagles. It's incredible. And there's even bear activities, because the bears have the salmon that are spawning and dying, and there's huckleberries all around the lake and all around the trails. And we've even snowshoed or hiked around the lake or just down from our cabin in the winter, and we'll find a salmon head in the snow because they put them up in the trees. The eagles put them up in the trees. So we have to be careful with the dogs, obviously. So anyway, that's our little nature lesson today. And as my son Max calls John, Nature Loudmouth, so it's Sherold and Nature Loudmouth signing off from Odell Lake.